Ladies and gentlemen, you are watching Concert Junkies, Rob and John. Oh, yeah.
And we're live. Would you like to introduce yourself for people that don't know who you are?
Yeah, I'm Gavin Evick. I'm from the Gavin Evick band. I'm the one that came up with that. I'm down here in Virginia. I think, are you up in Jersey? Is that where you are?
Yeah, I'm in Central Jersey.
Awesome. Cool. I'm excited.
I haven't been able to make it out your way yet. I have a lot of people that want to see me, but traveling, it's expensive.
No, I get it. Especially when I have to travel a whole band. It's ridiculously expensive. I get it.
Yeah, I stay trans-state right now. Jersey, New York, Pennsylvania.
Gotcha. I mean, it's not that far. I mean, I drive up to Jersey all the time. There's that Live Nation venue up. Was it Homedale or something like that? Yeah.
I'm always there. I'm gonna be there Monday.
Oh, for what?
If everything works out, it is Manson, Five Finger, and I don't remember the third band.
Gotcha. Were you there for Sammy Hagar was just there the other day?
I had to miss that because I was there the day before. I was at I Prevail, Hailstorm, Hollywood Undead.
Oh, how was that? I love Hailstorm.
Amazing, like always.
Yeah, I've never seen them, but
I've never seen a bad performance at all.
Yeah, awesome.
So let's get into you a little bit.
Of course.
Take us through your a little bit of your journey of how this all started, and are you a Craigslist baby, or like how everybody met? And
right, yeah, no, I get it. No, I mean, I'm 22 years old, and
I was baby. Okay.
I was in high school when COVID hit. It was my senior year of high school, so that part, the last half of my senior year, got cut off, and I think everybody in my age group kind of had time to sit with themselves and realize what they wanted to do in life. I've always wanted to be in the entertainment industry. My dad, he's been a big touring musician his whole life, and I never wanted anything to do with it. But during COVID, I kind of just got a little bit more into the music, and I started falling in love with all these rock bands. And I took the time to learn how to sing, and one thing led to another, and we recorded my first song, and then we did a music video for it, and everybody, and it kind of blew up a little bit, and everybody was telling me, you got to put a live band together. So I spent months putting a live band together. We had our first show January 2023, and ever since then, we kind of been, we've lost a couple of members. We put a couple new ones out, better ones. And, right now what we have in the Gavin Evick band, what you saw in the video for our new single, Young, Wild, and Free, that's the best lineup we've had. And that's how we all kind of got started was, connections through like family, friends, and everything. We're all 4 hours apart from each other, north, south, everything. So I had a choice of kind of putting together like a group of like local musicians, but at that point you kind of find like School of Rock kids or something like that.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't care if it's a 4-hour drive. I'm gonna try to find the best musicians within 4 hours of each other, not 15 minutes. And that's what I feel like I've done. I feel like I've found the best group of musicians my age within a 4-hour radius.
So going back to the music video, where was that held? Because I know there was a carnival, I believe.
Yeah. So, how far are you from Ocean City, Maryland? I know you got not Ocean City, Jersey, but that's not really that far from you.
Not that far.
Yes. So that's where we filmed it. They have a pier there called Jolly Rogers on the pier.
Yeah, I bet.
And we got the whole place to ourselves for like 7 hours. We got, a real film crew with Maurice and his guys. And we had all of our friends there, and we just basically, it was a music video, but we almost just kind of just threw a party in an amusement park, like a private party, basically. Like I thought, the day just kept getting better. I thought we were just going to be there and have the lights on just to look cool. But then they had, operators there, and we got to ride all the rides. It was basically like a private party.
That's cool.
It was so awesome. We dragged the whole stage there, propped up a big stage, and like I said, had all of our friends there, and it was just an awesome, fun time, more so than work.
Like most of the videos and everything, when it's like shoestring budget, is freaking amazing.
Yeah. I mean, so like the entire budget definitely went into the film crew to make sure it was high quality. Cause like like I said before I did music, I wanted to be in the entertainment industry. So I'm kind of a nerd about like editing and stuff. And I've taken acting lessons and directing classes and, editing classes and stuff like that. And, so I edited the whole music video entirely myself on my MacBook. I paid, my budget, the whole budget went to the film crew because I knew I could do all the after stuff. I could do all the color grading, all the editing and stuff. So that's why it came out pretty well, because a lot of people will split that and pay a couple $1,000 to edit. Well, I just do it myself.
So how long did it actually take you to do?
Take me to edit probably 3 weeks. Which it's a while. It's only a 4.5-minute video. So, 3 weeks is a decent amount of time. I spent probably a week just color grading all the footage, because that was important because it was very bright, very flat. And that brought a lot of the contrast out. Sorry, I'm getting a little nerdy about that. But yeah, it took about 3 weeks. And to film, it took about 7 hours to film.
7 hours to film and about 3 weeks to edit.
Yeah. Sometime between 2 and 3 weeks. Yeah, but it was fun though. It was a great time.
So what exactly is your writing process?
My writing process is, I think of the idea of what I want a song to be first, and it all kind of boils down from there. It's like, I think in my head, oh, I need like a fun summer song, or oh, I need an adrenaline song, and let's just say if I want a fun summer song, then the music kind of writes itself. You need it to be kind of mid-tempo, not extremely heavy. You need it to be, something to be, kind of like a vibe. And then, the chorus needs to be catchy, needs to be sing-alongable. If it's a fun summer song, it has to be a song where you could roll the window down and sing. It's nothing too heavy, not too complicated. And I think of ideas of things that we do in the summer, things that are fun to do. Like, you could say, go to the beach, go fishing, driving with your friends. And you could write about that. For example, Young, Wild, and Free, the new song, I knew that I wanted it to be about having a good time, but I wanted it to be a little bit more metaphorical. And the chorus is about having a good time, but the verse is about, oh, if you had like a shitty day at work or shitty day at school or something like that, forget about your problems, leave them all behind and go hang out with your friends and do that. So it's definitely a message that I'm trying to convey. But, when I'm writing like an adrenaline song, like what I'm doing right now, we're in the studio, I get, like this main idea, then bullet points and things that branch off from it. If the idea is adrenaline, the song will write itself in the instrumental because, it needs to be faster, it needs to be a little bit heavier. It needs to have this type of swing. And I know what kind of riff I want, what kind of drums I want. Like if I want a kick snare during the chorus. And we write the song first and, sometimes the solo first, like the instrumentals. And then I know what I want the song to be about, and then the detailed lyrics come after it. Like I said, if I'm writing adrenaline, then that could either be you want to write down bullet points on things that kind of spark adrenaline, and that's what you'll put in the verse is, driving fast cars, listening to loud music or something like that, and you'll put that in the verses. It's really just the idea of the song you want it to be, and then the instrumental, and then the lyrics, and then it kind of comes together at the end. That's kind of the process.
Do you ever have like writer's block at all?
Definitely. It's my thing is I'm kind of a perfectionist. I'm like I'm a sucker for good lyrics, and that kind of limits me to it's hard for me to write kind of easy, fast lyrics. It's hard for me to write, tongue in cheek, because I'll write it, then I'll be like, oh, I hate it. I hate everything that I write. So, it takes a long time for me to actually like the lyrics that I put out, and that kind of gives me writer's block. I don't know if it's considered writer's block. It's just that I have a hard time finding the right lyrics, if that makes sense. Anybody could put out, some cheesy lyrics, but I have a hard time, finding good lyrics.
Do you feel that your newest song would be in a rom-com or a movie?
Young, Wild, and Free, the new one. I don't know. It's funny, because we talk about the song being in things. This ain't official, but we're having conversations about putting it in a Netflix thing too, which is not a rom-com. But you see, I don't know if it would fit in a rom-com. It would need to be something that would fit with the song. Like it would need to be like a summer movie, or like a fun movie, or like a teenage movie or something like that. So I don't know if it would fit in a rom-com. Rom-coms are known for actually kind of putting like dramatic songs at like the wrong time. It's like, not that Deadpool is a rom-com, but like he'll put like Celine Dion or something like that at just the worst time possible, and that's what kind of makes a rom-com pick their song. So I don't know if Young, Wild, and Free has a place in a rom-com, but it'd be cool to be in a movie or a show.
Well, there's a few comments I was trying to answer back, but apparently it won't let me type anything right now, so that's why I keep looking the other way, trying to freaking figure out what's going on.
No, you're good.
Since you guys aren't out that long, what do you like about the industry and what you don't?
What do I like about the industry and what do I don't? There's a lot more things I could say what I don't like, but what I like is opportunity. The music industry, anybody could be what they want, depending on the sacrifice. I like a lot of the benefits that come with the music industry. I love touring. I love concerts. I love, everything good about the industry. A lot of the bads, it's a very, very slimy industry, and it's hard, if you're a kid that, wants to be a musician and you think you could just play music and kind of build from that. That's not at all how it works. You got to do a lot of this and a lot of that, lots of sacrificing, lots of, what I've just kind of discovered is it doesn't matter how good of a musician you are. It matters how good at social media you are to make it in the industry. And that's what sucks. There's lots of things that suck about the music industry. A lot of people rely on you, and you got to be the best version of you for those people. But you also have to rely on a bunch of other people, and they will always let you down. There's a lot of bad that comes with the music industry. Lots of things you got to do that just suck.
Since you said you love the touring aspect of it, what do you love about the touring aspect of it? That you
traveling. I love seeing the world, and I love, like we just did a run that was from Vegas to LA, and we flew in the day before our show in Vegas, and that night before the show and the morning of the show, we got to walk around the strip. And we got to go to places, like I ate at Cabo Wabo, which we don't have that over here, obviously. And we got to go to the casinos, and I love that. and we played our show. And then the day after, we drove and we played at the Whiskey A Go Go out in LA. And then the day after that, we had a flight the day after, and at nighttime. And then the whole day, we were at Santa Monica, and that just doing cool shit that we don't have over here. I love the traveling aspect, and then also the other bands we play with. I love concerts, and I love watching other bands. People that open for us and people that we open for. We opened up for Faster Pussycat and Night Ranger within the past 2 weeks, and those are awesome bands, and I love watching them. The Night Ranger guys, they're big artists, so when we get to open for people like them, we get to play at like a cool pavilion or like an amphitheater or something like that with the big jumbotrons and everything. I love doing that, and I love playing live. It gives me an adrenaline. Running around on stage. I will never walk off stage not drenched in sweat. Because I think it's your obligation to the people that came there to watch you play, to put everything you have into it. It's like I hate it when I go to a show and I feel like the person just doesn't care, and the person just kind of not putting on a good performance. And me, even if the person doesn't like the performance that I put on, they will always say that I did the best that I could. I will always be drenched in sweat. Sometimes I'll fall and I'll bleed or something like that. I put my, blood, sweat, and tears into the performance, and I just love doing it. It's an adrenaline that I love. Hearing a crowd scream, I just fucking love it.
So I normally ask this question in every episode.
Uh-huh.
If you could pick your own 3-day fest, first day is female fronted, second day is national, third day is regional. And of course you're playing, but who are you bringing on this tour?
What do you mean by national versus regional? Like local band versus big band?
Yep.
Well, it's hard because I don't have a whole lot of big local bands here. Like we have like Kicks, and it's like I don't know if I want to put Kicks on the list. So first day. I think that's kind of easy. I think you got to go with Hailstorm.
Yeah.
Always Hailstorm. I think she's the greatest female frontman. Second day. Alive, or can it be at all time?
We could go all time.
Van Halen, definitely. And for day 3, I don't know. I don't think we have a whole lot of people locally around here. I mean, if regional is like my area, I guess I could go with either Firehouse or Kicks. And they're great. But if we're talking about kind of just like within like a 200-mile radius kind of regional, then we get up to Jersey, and then we got like Bon Jovi and Skid Row. So if we're talking about that type of region, then Bon Jovi.
Okay.
So I mean, like Jersey's not that far from me, but I mean, I don't know if we're talking about just me personally in Virginia, or kind of like that small, mid-Atlantic area.
I mean, like there's a lot in Virginia. There's a lot in the Carolinas.
Yeah, you got a lot of country. Like I think like Daughtry is like the Carolinas, I believe. I think Five Finger Death Punch. Some of the guys are from Virginia. Is maybe Jimmy's Chicken Shack? Oh, that's Maryland. I don't know. Maybe me personally, if they're not the biggest band, but I like Firehouse probably the most out of those bands in Virginia.
I'll have to check them out.
Yeah, Firehouse is great. They're another kind of those like the late 80s, early 90s bands. Yeah.
Okay.
It's hard for me to name a big band from Virginia that I would like Five Finger Death Punch. I don't think that they are Virginia. I know a couple of them are from Virginia, but I don't know if I'd consider them that.
What do you hope that your listeners get out of your music?
Immersiveness, if that's a word. I, you know, it. I like the idea of, not everybody lives a great life. A lot of people, after they get home from a shitty day at work, they put on TV and they try to just kind of immerse in that and just forget about everything. They don't want to hear about anything on the news. They don't want to deal with shitty day at work or school. They don't want to deal with, if they have like an asshole spouse or something like that, or an asshole boss. People like to turn to entertainment to get them away from these things. You think of, let's just say, not me, but an 8-year-old kid that, let's just say, gets bullied at high school, or not high school, but like it just gets bullied at school, and he'll go home. And I know this sounds kind of cheesy, but he'll go home and he'll turn on fucking Star Wars or something like that, and for 2.5 hours he could forget about everything that's going on at school. And he's Luke Skywalker for 2 hours. He's flying the Millennium Falcon for 2 hours. And they really just get immersed. And it's something that, as a musician, you hope for. And it seems like it's kind of working with my new song. An interviewer actually told me that when they heard this song for 4.5 minutes, they were taken back to when they were 17 years old. And it was this summer that they had where they went to like this lake house. And, she had a boyfriend, and that boyfriend that she had at 17, and all this, from listening to my summer song, 4.5 minutes, it brought them back and took them away from their kind of shitty life. Shitty life that they were living. And it puts them in this picture. I think any song that I make, I like to paint a picture of what I was feeling in nostalgia-wise while writing the song. And it's meaningful when somebody listens and they say that it takes them to this other place, and it's almost like unworldly, if that makes sense. I like, kind of the idea of immersing into a movie or an idea or a song, if that makes sense. That's what I hope for when somebody listens to my music, is if they're having a bad day, it could turn them around.
Do you have your own song?
Say that again?
Do you have your own song that puts you in that way?
It depends. I mean, it really depends on the mood. Are you an 80s guy, or are you kind of like a...
I was raised in the 80s, born in the 90s, so I'm all over the place.
Right. I mean, like your preferred, I guess, kind of genre of music or subgenre, would you say, that you listen to, like your favorite?
It's pretty much like When the Wind Blows, but normally lately it's metalcore to new metal. I mean,
So do you hate a lot of the kind of like the cheesy kind of, like, do you hate like Nickelback? And
I have my reasons I don't like Nickelback. But,
I'd like to hear that. What's your reasons you don't like Nickelback?
We're going back several years ago. I just don't like Kroger. Everybody else in the band, I'm fine with. Just the things he came out of his mouth, it turned me off.
Really? I come from, an age group where, I obviously didn't live through the phase of when Nickelback was becoming big. So I only see them now, and, when they're past their, it depends on when you call their prime. So it's like, there's a few songs by Nickelback that I just fucking love, like Burn It to the Ground. It's a great song. And Photograph is a great song. They got a couple, like the rest of their songs are kind of, not great. They got a couple. Go ahead.
They're very catchy. That's all the thing. I mean, their music's catchy, yes. But
yeah.
I don't know, just.
Yeah. Well, it's like I said, you don't like Nickelback because you don't like a lot of things that, Chad Kroeger says. I've never really seen those things. People in my, generation just kind of, listen to the music. So I was bringing that up, as far as, kind of, I guess you could say the cheesy side of rock when it comes to Nickelback or like
It's
Poison.
like I wouldn't call it butt rock, but it's not.
Right.
It's I don't know. Like I just like there's certain bands you just never got into or saw all the big hype on, or
Yeah.
I
No,
mean,
I get it. There's lots of bands like that I don't understand the hype whatsoever.
I give credit where credit's due. You're on stage, you're out of your per se comfort zone. There's fear. There's you know you can't tell me that you still don't get stage fright when you're up there.
Mhm.
I give you all the credit in the world. I play a shitty acoustic, but I'm not gonna be on stage with millions of people or 5 people. That's
Mhm.
just not what I'm gonna do or I'm good at. I give them
Right.
credit for what they do. I don't know them personally, but I'm just saying in general, I just don't care for it.
Right. I get it. And so I mean, to kind of go full circle back to your question, a lot of the not so deep lyrically songs, like a lot of your late '80s stuff, kind of like your Poisons, your Motley Crues, or something like that. I definitely, if I'm not having a good day, for example, this is just an example, then I'm like, you know what, I don't want to drown in these sorrows or just kind of be upset or like that. Then I'll turn on a song, maybe like Nothing But a Good Time or something else. Like I said, to kind of get that immersion and kind of immerse in that and not be so sad. I'll put on feel good music, songs that make me, I'll go in the car, ride around, windows down, and put on just feel good music about, having a good time. That's kind of my thing. I'm not a big mopey, super serious kind of music guy.
Do you even have a favorite band?
Yeah, I mean, I would probably say Warrant or Skid Row. I like Skid Row a whole lot than Van Halen. Yeah, definitely. I think Skid Row's a Jersey band up there. That's kind of representing up by you.
Yeah, I'm just not a big fan of Sebastian, but yeah,
Really? It's funny. My dad hates Sebastian.
I'm not a fan whatsoever.
Yeah. Do you like Falling in Reverse? I feel like that's up your alley.
Um, I have them on time to time, but I'm not gonna go run and go see them.
Right.
Sorry, Randy. It's not. I mean, they're actually playing by me a couple weeks or so.
Hmm. Yeah. I didn't know if a lot of people will be either like Ronnie or Ronnie's side or Sebastian's side. I don't know if that's why you don't like Sebastian. Was that whole
Oh
big?
no, 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 no. The reason I don't like Sebastian is I was at Ozfest one year and he literally almost knocked me over.
Really?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's why I yeah.
I've never met him, but I know a lot of people that hate him. Him and Nikki
I
Sixx are two people that apparently everybody in the music industry hates. But I, I've never met them, so I can't form. I've never had an
I
experience.
like for me, I don't hate anybody. I
Uh-huh.
mean, I don't really hate anybody. That's not what I'm not gonna go run and buy his new CD or support him in any possible way, but
Right,
like there's certain things you just don't support.
right. Well, so besides Sebastian, do you like Skid Row's music?
Yeah, I mean, I've seen Skid Row without Sebastian.
Several times.
And
I've seen him several times without
yes,
Sebastian.
and music is music. People behind the music sometimes are not the nicest or
Right.
hopeful person or whatever, but
Mhm. I've got a picture somewhere. of Snake Sabo. He was a it's a picture. I'll find it in just a sec of him actually hitting me in the nuts or something like that. Can it?
For shits and giggles, or did you do something?
I was taking a picture. You can see the before and after. It was like it was right. Where's the camera? Right. Oh man, it's not going to focus.
Probably not going to, but
there it is. So there's a picture right there. You can see the before and after, and then I swipe over, and there he is after he just fucking hit me in the nuts. I love all those Skid Row guys. They're all super nice. They've opened up for my dad several times, so I love going out with them, and they tour with the Warrant guys all the time, and I'm close with them, so I've seen them several times.
Yeah, I mean, I probably would have been at the Falling Reverse show. I just can't be at everything.
Right. Well, I was only bringing that up because some people are just not about supporting Sebastian after the whole Ronnie Radke thing.
Oh, I don't even really know about that too much.
They just got into an argument about backing tracks, and they just came out.
I must have missed that somewhere, but
yeah.
I don't know. I'm normally, you say concert, I say where and how much. Like, it doesn't matter who it is. I normally that's kind of my happy place, and if there
definitely for me too.
I mean, if there was one tonight, I'd be there tonight, but nothing I was looking to go see. Like, when people ask, I average about 36 a year, or maybe more than that.
That's probably where I'm at. Besides me,
besides you actually playing.
Yeah, besides me playing, I probably go to around that many a year, even local, but big ones too. I just literally a few days ago we just saw Creed and Three Doors Down. So that was a fun one. I was never a big Creed fan, but they were coming through for the first time in 2 decades or whatever, a long time. It's like, fuck it, let me go.
Very long time.
Very long time.
He was probably still a prima donna too, so that's another story for another day.
Yeah. I thought it was a fun show, man. I don't love a lot of Creed's songs, but there's like 3 songs that I really like by them. That One Last Breath, that was a fun one, because people, it was like I didn't even know a whole lot of people there, but it's like we had a bunch of people. We all just kind of, wrapped our arms and we were just kind of singing. I was like, what the fuck is this? Everybody was drunk singing like Creed, and I was like, damn. I'm not even like a major Creed fan, but it was just a fun time. I just love concerts, man, even if I don't love the artist.
And I put money on that Three Doors Down killed it again. Like,
Three Doors Down.
I've never seen a bad show of theirs.
Yeah, so I mean they're great, and I like more of their songs than Creed, but I will say I was surprised to hear as many backing tracks as they use. I didn't think that they were a backing track band, but then I heard quite a bit. Not that defeats a show for me, but it's like, damn, I never thought they used that, backing tracks, and to hear all the tracks that they had running was weird for me. I don't know if you're a guy that cares about backing tracks or is against them.
No, I'm not. I mean, if a band wants to put me on a backing track, I'll gladly be on a backing track. I don't,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've never played the backing tracks. It's I just kind of, I don't know. I'm about kind of playing the music live. I mean, we don't do any songs that have a million layers. Like, I get that, and it's hard when you get to that level, and you're time coded, with the lights and everything. It's like, why not put tracks in there? My whole thing is, when you got a good enough band and it's big enough, then you could do all the parts. Then I don't think there's a need for it. I think sometimes people use it and it's kind of excessive when you don't have to. That's kind of my view, is when you don't have to. I don't necessarily view doing that, but if
my biggest thing is using pyrotechnics during the day.
Oh yeah.
So I'm saying if your
Yeah.
set is not at nighttime, and yes, it's part of your set, but it's not, what do you call it?
I don't know, but yeah, I mean, I know what you're saying though. Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's pointless to put pyrotechnics out
It's
there.
over the summer, and the sun doesn't go down at a certain time.
And those pyrotechnics, I mean, they get
They're
hot, dude.
expensive.
They're
It's
expensive, and
expensive.
you could feel them too. You know, when you're in the crowd and they shoot them up, you could feel the heat in the audience too on a hot summer
Yeah.
night too. Yeah.
Except for you playing, what's the next show that you're attending?
Well, I'm playing a show on the night, August 9th. And then I also am playing a show on August 20th or something like that. So that one is going to be fun. I'm playing, just got announced today, I'm playing a festival in Tennessee, the Monsters on the Mountain Festival. And that's going to be, it has like Joan Jett, um, your Night Rangers, a bunch of those 80s bands like Quiet Riot and all that, and Joan Jett. So that one's going to be exciting. And that I know I'm playing it, but I get to watch all those bands too. So that one's going to be fun. There's a small chance I might fly out to, Red Rocks, the
Yep.
venue.
I'm dying to go there.
Yeah, so I'm a
Well,
big Van Halen guy, and Sammy Hagar's playing there in 2 weeks, and my dad's going. But I just had to fund the whole band trip to LA, which thousands of dollars. So I don't know if I have the extra money to go all the way out there to Red Rocks right now, but I might go out there to see Sammy Hagar.
I say, dude, just do it. You're
Yeah,
gonna kick yourself 10 years down the line that you didn't get to experience that with your dad. Just do it.
yeah.
I
I
don't
could.
care how. I don't care how you have to do it. Just do it.
You're right about that. I'm definitely leaning towards doing it.
And it's at Red Rock. I mean, the
Yeah.
acoustics there are phenomenal. I've never been, but everything
Right.
I've seen taped, and
Yeah, no,
it's just
everything I've seen,
gorgeous.
it is. It is. It's expensive though. I didn't realize that, not just the plane tickets, but I'm gonna sound very spoiled right here, so bear with me. I with all the connections I have, I never really buy tickets. I kind of get guest list, but even
Yeah.
normal tickets are, there's not a whole lot over 100. The cheapest one at Red Rocks is like $450.
I
That's
get.
how
Okay.
that's the whole.
I get it. Money can always be made, but experience cannot.
I 1,000% agree with that.
So that $400 that you'd be spending for the best seat in the house.
No, that's the cheapest ticket. Oh, you're talking about just going to the venue in general.
In general, or okay, $400 is the cheapest ticket. I mean, there's always ways around things.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I didn't realize.
But I'm saying, just, you said you're 22 years old.
Yes.
Yeah, do it for the 22-year-old that's in me. Just do it. Like, it's not a no-brainer. Money comes and goes, man. Like, if there was a way to me to go back in time and I was a little bit older, I would have been at Woodstock '99.
That would have been cool.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's the only advice I can. I mean, there's plenty of advice I can give you, but as 22 years old, coming to the industry and everything else, do it.
Yeah. I get it. I'm definitely leaning towards doing it. I would love to do it.
I mean, when is the date?
August 11th. It's in less than 2 weeks.
Okay, August.
Now you're thinking about going, aren't you? You want to go to Red Rocks.
I just want to go to Red Rocks. Like I could have seen Sammy last week.
Right.
It's just the venue. Like
Right.
I mean, there's so many venues that I've wanted to go to. Like I never got to go to CBGB's. Like
Oh, okay.
I mean,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
there's certain. I don't know. I don't care about like going to Hawaii or any of that stuff. I mean, that'd be cool. But I'm saying if I could go to, Red Rock. I could go to freaking any of the places in LA. I would. You know,
Right. Like the Whiskey A Go Go and all that.
Whiskey A Go Go. I don't know if the Viper Room's still open. I think
It
might
is.
be.
It's there. We did a show at the Whiskey last week, and the Viper Room was right across the street, and people were playing there. So
It's just the magic of being inside there.
oh yeah, no, I mean it was definitely an experience that we it was the same day that Sammy was playing my hometown venue, Jiffy Lube Live. And we were out in LA, and it's like I was a little sad that I didn't get to see Sammy, but I wouldn't trade the Whiskey experience for anything. We got to play on Sunset Strip, playing at the fucking Whiskey A Go Go. Walked around the strip. We ate at the Rainbow Bar and Grill after. Went by the Viper Room, and we went to the Body Shop after. That's the place where they Motley Crue filmed Girls, 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 I think. Don't quote me on that. It was just like, I'm not even like a strip club guy. I've never been in one in my fucking life. But it was just the idea of just kind of living that that lifestyle for a day, just playing on the Sunset Strip, something I would never trade.
Do you have any B-rolls of you guys walking anywhere or doing anything?
Yeah, I think we do on the computer somewhere. Or somebody has some stuff. I don't, because I don't like to video a lot of things, but I think my guitar player's mom was videoing everything. She was there.
All right.
Yeah. That's one thing too. Are you a video at a concert guy or kind of a sit back?
Video, no.
Uh-huh.
Photos, yes, because of business purposes.
Yeah, so like I'm one of those people that, like everybody, especially my age group, will just video everything, every song. And it's like me, I'm like, dude, I sit back and you can look at my camera roll. I don't take a single video at the show. I might take like a 30-second one of maybe my favorite song from them or something like that. But I'm just all about enjoying the show.
No, yes, I have my phone out for photo purposes.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I don't have the, what do you call it, privilege to be in the pit at that moment,
right?
But I take photos, like not all through the night, but at least. Yeah, even before I started doing this, I do photography as well. I do what do you call it, promotion. It's not just the podcast. I do promotions. If you see me out at one of your gigs, yeah, I'm gonna be taking photos.
Yeah, well, I mean that's completely different. I'm talking about my age group just like Snapchatting the whole thing.
No.
The whole show.
I might go live. I mean, I might go live maybe once or twice. One song.
But you're also enjoying the show, though.
Yeah.
That. Yeah.
I'm not on my phone the entire show, or.
Right.
I'm promoting my business while I'm there too, so it's not like what do you call it?
No, I get it.
Like I'll to be honest, I don't think I'll ever. I mean, I don't think I'll watch those videos ever again. They're for post only. If I do a video, and that's
I mean, for example, literally Creative Doritos down the other day. I don't have a single video. I'll ask my girlfriend because she'll video everything. If I need to see it later, I probably won't see it later because you could go on YouTube now. If you go to like a big show.
So I mean, that's why I don't videotape anything. I let what do you call it? The videotapers do the video
Right.
YouTube
You know,
stuff.
any big enough show, somebody's going to video the show or most of the songs and put them on YouTube for any of those big Live Nation shows.
Yeah, well, speaking of that, are you a setlist FM.com kind of guy, or are you?
I will 100% look at the set list before a show. Yeah.
Well, you had it here, guys. Yeah.
Like I don't. Are you talking about like looking, or are you talking about putting things up?
No, before you actually purchase those tickets, you go to say October 10th
1,000%.
and
1,000%.
look to see what they're playing or might be playing before you buy those tickets.
Yeah, I'll look at the tour average and see what they play. If it's a set list I don't like, then I'm not gonna do it. I still might go, but a set list could really affect it. I would 1,000% go on setlist.fm and see what they're playing.
Like I do and I don't, because like regardless if I'm supporting the band, I'm supporting the band. It could be stuff that I not say don't care for, but if it's a song I don't really like, I can go out and have a cigarette or whatever the case may be when that song's on. So like it's not. I do check. I mean, sometimes I do check it to see how long the set is. That's about it.
Right. Like Foo Fighters, they'll play for like 3.5 hours. Like that's a long show. So I'll definitely kind of check, time. I don't want to see a show that's like less than an hour, but sometimes 3.5 gets too long too.
Or even transportation, like you have to be back at a certain time, or you're stuck.
Right.
That's why I don't go to New York shows too much, because of that. Because if I don't make it back before midnight, I turn to a pumpkin and I'm stuck in the terminal until 5 in the morning.
Right. I've only done that once, and that's because I went up to go see Kiss at Madison Square Garden in December, and getting out of that was fucked. I didn't prepare for that.
So I went to, it was Metallica, Volbeat, and Avenged Sevenfold on Mother's Day a couple years ago at Giant Stadium.
Oh, okay.
Took the train in. Yeah, I left a little bit early because I knew a lot of people there, but I'm saying I left a little bit early to make sure I was on the train back.
Right.
Because they had a shuttle to Secaucus, and then you have to go find whatever train station's close to you to get home.
Yeah. So, like you take the train up to New York because you're close. Is that?
Yeah, I normally take the train. If I go to New York or anything, I take the train.
Okay. How far is New York from you? Like an hour or less?
About an hour. An hour or two, depends on traffic or whatever. But train,
Right.
there's no traffic. But
yeah,
depends
exactly.
on it depends on what part of New York too. But if we're just going to the Garden, you just
Yeah.
you get off a Penn Station, you make a left, and you're right there. I think.
Yeah, it's right there. It's the same building, right? Or
close enough.
yeah, that's what I heard. Yeah, I was thinking about that. People were telling me, oh, just take the train up there instead of driving. Because we drove. It's about a 4-hour drive.
4-hour drive, and then what do you call it? $50 to park or whatever it is.
Oh,
And
God, I didn't realize how expensive it was to park there.
So like they're about 50. PNC is about. You don't have the VIP. I mean, there's parts where you can just park for free, but it's a nice walk.
Right.
Yeah, like I wouldn't even. Sometimes, I mean, Starland Ballroom's about $10 to park. But yeah, any of the venues you go to, if you're not, I mean, transportation wise, add another 50 to 100 on there for parking. That's
Yeah.
why I normally Uber to most venues and Uber back. It's cheaper than all
But then
that.
that
So.
gets expensive on the way back because everybody's trying to Uber, right? So doesn't the ride back?
I mean, where I go, not really.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, I mean, I'm normally at Star. To be honest, I'm at PNC Starland Ballroom or Love Draft Co. in Pennsylvania.
Is PNC, is that the one at Homedale?
Yep.
Okay, gotcha. I know my dad is playing there in August, so I might. I
Wait a
think I'm
minute.
going.
In August, what's the date?
Give me 5 seconds. I could figure that out. It should be August 30th, Friday, August 30th.
What's the name of his band?
Oh, my dad is the guitarist for Bret Michaels.
Oh,
Yeah, he's been Bret's guitar player for 25 years. Usually, most people that interview me do that because of him. That's actually a first. That's a fresh reaction right there. That's funny. Yeah, my dad's name is Pete Evick. He's been Bret's guitarist for over 20 years.
did not know that.
Yeah. So that they're going to be playing there. It's a big thing. It's going to be, Bret's obviously the headliner. Then opening up is Chris Jansen. He's a country artist. And then also Don Felder of the Eagles. And then in the middle of Bret's set, Lou Graham, the singer Foreigner, comes out. And then also Dee Snider. And, you being an East Coast guy, you know Dee Snider.
Yep.
He comes out in the middle of that too. So it'll be a cool lineup, cool show.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So I'll be there August 30th. You got to hit either me or Dave up if you're coming.
Oh, I will. I definitely will.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
Yeah. August 30th.
That might be doable.
Yeah. It'll be fun. I love that venue. The venue's really fun. It's fun. Last time we were there, the Impractical Jokers came down and hung out with us. So that was fun because they're up in New York.
Mm-hmm. Have you ever played there yourself?
No.
Not yet.
Not big enough yet. We definitely got, another year or two before Live Nation lets us do one of their venues, even as an opener.
Yep.
Live Nation, they're hard, they're strict on things.
Yep. I know that real well.
Yeah. Cool, man. Yeah, it'll be fun.
So August 30th.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put that on my calendar right now.
Yeah, and hit up Dave too. I mean, you got Dave's information. He could probably hook you up with some tickets too.
That's cool. And we'll finally get to meet in person.
Yeah.
So before we wrap this up,
Mm-hmm.
do you have any messages you would like to say to your fan base now?
I mean, nothing too specific, man. I mean, the response to my new song "Young Wild and Free," it's really kind of blowing up, and it's an awesome feeling when anybody could get their song be played on the radio, but all these radio stations are playing it over and over again now, and it's an awesome feeling when it's something that you made gets traction. And all I could say is, keep listening and keep supporting. That's all I could really say is thank you, everybody, for listening and supporting me.
Now the fun part, drop all your handles.
Just me, on all platforms, Gavin Evick, or you can follow the band page, Gavin Evick Band, on everything. No weird username or anything, just Gavin Evick or Gavin Evick Band.
All right. I would like to thank you for your time, and whoever's been watching, do not forget to subscribe, and I'll catch you in a few weeks.
Thank you for having me.